It goes to your room.
Do any of those windows go to any of your rooms?
Yes.
Was the halfling there?
Well take a hog-tied, bound, gagged halfling thug through a tavern entrance without attracting a certain amount of unnecessary attention.
Okay, like, what's going through Tulip's mind right now is the off chance that the barmaid wakes up, sees the Tulip, sees the message, thinks that I'm never coming back, and then I show up with a bound and gag halfling.
Kinky. Sorry, what?
Actually, that's really good. Let's do that. I like it.
Through the window. Right. What floor?
It's a party now. Right. It's the second floor, isn't it?
So wrong. So wrong.
Yeah,
so wrong.
second floor.
So wrong. So wrong. So wrong. So wrong.
What did I come back into?
Everything excellent.
Okay, well, I can cast Featherfall on this halfling. I could probably just carry him up the outside if there's no one in the room.
Does Featherfall make someone lighter, or does it just make them fall slower?
Fall slower, but I could just... He's a halfling. And he's just going to slowly move down, and then I could kick. Just get on my back and kick as hard as I can. It'll shoot them up. Just lie on my back, balance on my legs, kick. He'll be up there.
Yeah, true.
Are we in? Let's do it. However we get up there, let's get up there.
So, for the Featherfall trick, I believe Featherfall just makes people fall slower, but what you could do is, you could cast it on him as you throw him up, then he would fall slower, so he'd go up a lot further.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone strong enough to throw him?
But you need someone at the top to be able to catch him and put him in the room.
That's true.
I have a strength of -1 in terms of my skill checks, so
Yes,
not me.
Yes. Okay. Okay, scrap that plan then. I mean, I can probably get up to the window easily enough. It's getting him up there. I'm not going to be able to carry him easily.
I have a really good acrobatics check. I don't know if that's going to amount to anything here.
Well, that's what I've got.
Considering that the back of the building is the back of the building, it's got handholds and stuff, I would let you use an acrobatics check to get up the building, rather than climbing athletics.
Then I can do that, because I have a really good acrobatics check.
Is it
So I can go
5?
up there. It's 4, actually.
-5.
-5? Why -5?
No, mine is 5.
Oh,
that's where I was talking
yours
about
is
acrobatics, yeah.
Right, okay. Well, you can do it then.
I can try. I mean, I'm probably going to roll a 1, to be fair. Which is the problem.
Can I assist him? Can I get him a foot up?
Yeah, I could
Sure,
take
yeah,
I
you
could
give
take a
him a foot, go
run,
for it.
and he could try and do that. Go for an assist. That would be awesome.
I'll go for an assist. I don't add any modifiers to it. It's just a D20.
Oh no, you add
No,
your
it's an
modifiers. You
assist.
do it like you would normally do it.
Oh, okay,
Except
cool.
you're boosting him, so I guess it would be a strength check.
A strength check?
Yeah, you'd be athletics.
Okay, so -1. But we're gonna do good, right? Oh!
Melthas. Melthas.
Sorry.
I put my faith in you.
You run at Tulips. Tulips is there ready to boost you. As you put your foot in Tulips's hand, Tulips just is like, ugh! And you were prepared to jump. You got a little bit more boost than you expected. You go straight through the window on the second floor.
Don't I get a
It lands
chance?
on the bed next to this startled hobbit maid?
Do I not get a chance at all to use my acrobatics to
doing
stop
here?
myself?
She clutches the bed close to herself.
I thought like someone assisting with a 1 would just basically give me disadvantage
There
rather
goes
than
a
an
romantic
advantage.
awakening.
A 1 is always a crit fail. Like that's the problem with taking an assist. You do have the
okay.
risk of the person screwing up for you.
Okay, fair enough.
There's no living this down.
Tulips
Yeah.
was in trouble. The last thing he wanted me to do is make sure that you were taken care of. So I couldn't get through the front door. This was the only way I could do it. I'm really sorry, but he just wanted to make sure that you had something to remember him by, and I just give her like 2 gold.
Make it
Yes, because 2
disadvantage.
gold is great to remember me by.
Deception at disadvantage.
Malthus, you have pressed flowers down like the side of your armor.
Still 12. Damn it! I had a good roll. It was a disadvantage. Yeah, I've got 7 on deception.
Bloody hell. Okay, she looks at you a bit oddly and goes, "Did he leave the flowers?"
Yes, he was going to come back, but he got eaten by a dragon.
I'll never forget him. And she picks up the flowers nearby, and looks at the bed, the bed, and sees like a poem. And she holds the bedclothes to herself and goes, "If you wouldn't mind turning around, sir."
Oh, of course, yes. I turn and look out the window.
She changes. You hear the slam of the door. Not really a slam. It's a close of a door. And you are now alone in the room.
Tulips, I'm never going to trust you ever again.
Well, not for strength checks. At least.
I pull some glass out of my head.
Great.
That couldn't have gone better.
Can we hand the prisoner up now?
Yeah. Okay, since we had rope to tie it up, but we've also put it in manacles and we've gagged it, could one of you just untie him, tie the rope around his waist, and then throw me the other side?
He's wearing manacles. All we have to do is tie the rope to the chain between the manacles.
Fine, yeah. If
And
you
like
haul
that
him up
plan.
by
I
that.
like
Sure,
that plan.
that'll work, yeah. I mean, you
Okay,
can
well, I'll
do
take,
either
I'll
way.
take my rope out and tie it around him.
Okay,
So you all tie him up, pull him up to the top, and you all get up, right?
okay.
So you're all up there now with a manacled person. I won't make you make checks. It's not a particularly hard task to do.
No, with the rope.
I
You have a
fixed the
squishy at the
window.
base of the building.
How do you fix the window, by the way?
I cast mending.
Mending, okay. Well, I don't know.
Can you use mending to fix a window?
Yeah. Why not?
I'll double check.
Well, repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch. So, okay, so one at a time. It would, depending on how much it broke,
It
it
shattered.
would take a while. But
It's a cantrip, is it?
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
as long as
So,
the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in each dimension. I mean, you can rule that there's too many breaks and that I can't.
Yeah, and it's larger than
But-
1 foot because it's.
Yeah, but you can do it one at a time.
Yeah. So Briolana
what
starts
I was
picking up
thinking.
bits of the glass and trying
Yeah,
to
if
match
it's
them
too
to the
many
end of the frame.
pieces, I'm not going to even try that now.
Well, you can. It would just take a very long time because you got to match the pieces.
Yeah, I know. But if it's too many pieces, it's not worth my time.
Okay. Then you don't bother. Fine.
No.
But Squishy's down there going.
Gets run over by a cart. Dead squishy. We're all very sad.
Rest
get-
in peace, Squishy.
We get Tulips to write a lovely eulogy.
I have one already set aside for her.
Don't even tease chat. Don't even tease chat.
Don't
Okay.
even tease me.
Right, okay, so dragging this
We
halfling
don't
over
all
to the bed.
have to sneak in. Some of us can walk.
I can walk,
Possibly
except I'm not sure
the
I want to
one
go
with
in there
the
right
giant
now.
badger.
Yeah, that's fine. But either way, I've got the halfling up here. Whether you come up through the window or up through the stairs, it doesn't really make much difference to the overall effect, and that is we're all in the room, and we've got an unconscious halfling.
Well, except that Elysium keeps saying that we have a whining squishy outside, so we need to conquer that issue too.
I would have walked up like a standard way with Squishy.
Scarlet takes Squishy round the front, and later there is a knock at the door, and there is a Squishy and a Scarlet there.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Good enough. Good enough. I mean, alternately, we just could have hit the tilde key and put in player dot place at me space whatever the code is for Squishy.
I don't know that spell.
Yeah, neither do I. I've never heard of it.
It's a very
before.
advanced spell. So you're now all in the room with a halfling who's beginning to groan.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, waking up, are you? I kind of slap him on the cheek.
He's still got the gag in his mouth.
Yeah, still gagged. I say, are you? Does it hurt? I'll take that as a yes. At which point I pull out the dagger of futures past and I say, this is going to hurt more. And I stab him through the hand that held the gun. Right through. Woo!
Okay,
I like
roll damage.
I would have a roll.
I
damage.
would like to make some sort of a roll to help keep him quiet.
Sure, make a.
I grew up on the streets. If I gag someone, they don't make noise.
Make a what check?
Strength check, because you need to be able to like
No,
fight
I'm
his.
not gonna bother then.
Fine.
I just wanted to put my hand over his mouth to give it extra muffling.
Well, yeah, he's going
Not
to
my strong
struggle.
suit,
Okay.
Pun intended.
Right, so I'm just rolling flat out damage straight away, yeah?
Yeah.
Do I have advantage on this attack?
He's not moving.
He's
You
bound and
tied him up
gagged.
so well, I will say it's an auto crit.
Fantastic.
So just
No. Don't
Ah!
the guy just went through so much trouble capturing. And I will say this, I'm like, you're supposed to torture him after we ask the questions.
That's the thing about this dagger.
Wouldn't it be
I don't
non-lethal
need
to
to.
stab him through the hand. And that's not
Yeah.
lethal damage.
I mean,
You can
I'm-
crit with a lot of damage, but not kill him.
I wouldn't mind just taking the hand
bleed
clean
out.
off. But he's not going to bleed out immediately from a stab wound in the hand unless I sawed the hand off. And even then, it would take like a few minutes. But anyway,
you can have
I
auto
stab him.
crit from the hit roll of
1d4.
so you just need to roll damage.
He shot me. Okay? Deserves some
So
of
that's-
this.
6. If it's a crit, it's double dice, isn't it? It's not just double
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dice. Sorry.
3
Noob
plus-
to D&D. 3 plus 4. So it's 7.
Okay. You're adding a dexterity modifier as well.
Must I? I mean, I can.
I guess you can choose not to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just
so-
I'm pretty much trying to cripple that hand forever.
Okay.
But
So
I'm not
7
trying to
points
kill
of
him.
damage. You stab in, and instead of going in like that way, along with the grain of the hand, you
I'm
the
going
other
across
way.
the tendons, yes.
Yeah.
He's never
and
using
you're-
that hand again.
You get a flash of a young child, a
Being a
hobbit,
jerk.
maybe
Being a
6,
jerk.
5 years old, alone at home in a room. This bigger person, probably his father, you don't know, walks in to the room, gives him a kick, and closes the door, leaving him in darkness. And that's all you see.
Wow.
I was hoping I
Don't
could
tell me
hate you
this.
more.
Don't tell me this. I have vengeance on my mind. I don't need to know this.
I don't share it with anyone else. I just kind of sigh. But I still twist the dagger.
Teiflings!
Torture after
That's how you get 7
questions.
damage. Yeah, you stab
What?
it in, and then you twist.
Why
and
is this so difficult? Torture
It-
after questions, not
fractures
before
the hand,
questions.
splitting it
doesn't work
slightly
as
open.
well
There's
that
now
way.
like a inch-wide gap in the middle of his hand
Mm-hmm.
where bone has been pushed to the side and connective tissue has been forced apart. Tendons have just been split. He's bleeding copiously all over the bed.
Good.
I heal him.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Tulips runs up and... Okay, roll for your heals.
Yeah, I don't want him to like completely go out. Although I'm pretty sure that hand is done, which is great because that's the hand that he shot me with. So that's fine. But I will where is my cure wounds? There you go. So
Okay.
yeah, healing your feelings.
Healed it all up.
The hand... As you pull the dagger out... Did you pull the dagger out when he heals? Did you leave
Yes.
the dagger in?
Yes. No, I pulled it
Okay,
out as it
alright.
healed.
The hand heals, the bones reconnect, the
Okay.
tendons sort of...
Now,
Use that
at
again.
this point, I'm going to say, now we can keep doing this over and over again all night. Unless you tell me what we want to know.
Make a intimidation roll.
Yeah. Can I have
With
advantage on that?
advantage.
Yes, that's what I like.
Come on, do it good.
It's not going to be particularly
you
good.
can't
It's,
do
it's
it.
only got my natural charisma modifier for intimidation. I'm just too nice a guy. Ah, balls.
Really?
Yeah, 7.
How does that even
4 and 4.
ever?
That's 1 in 400.
He's not taking it.
You don't know. He's still gagged.
Should I do it again?
You're not sure if you've intimidated him.
No. That's the thing. I'm like ignoring the fact that he can't talk to us. I'm pointedly ignoring that fact. I just
Okay.
turned to Tulips. Should I do it on the other hand this time? I mean, we could castrate him. That's always an option. I mean, you could heal that. You could heal that without reattaching everything.
Look, all we want to know is where you got your toys.
At that point,
Persuasion?
I put the dagger to his throat and I let her talk. I just press it there lightly, and I...
You can make a persuade roll, Briolana. You don't get advantage because we've already failed on an intimidation roll.
Yeah. Make it good. Make it good. What is your charisma right now?
Wow.
Matter.
Fantastic.
That's a 24. I'm very persuasive.
Okay. At this point, I move my hand to the gag, and I just murmur, if anything comes out of your mouth louder than a whisper, I will slit your throat. And I pull the gag down. I don't care if he believes me or not.
Start talking.
He said I couldn't talk.
Anything louder than a whisper, I said.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Where you got your toys. Show him the toys. Malphus, please show him the
I
toys.
reach back with my offhand and I pull out the gun that I took off him.
The what?
The boomstick.
The
small boomstick.
boomstick.
It goes to us.
Given to you by who? Who's us?
Beard. We're the red patches.
The red patches?
The red patches.
Yeah.
That sounds like a kitten's name. How cute.
Okay.
Where do you find this beard? Is it?
In the old quarter.
That
In the old
narrows
quarter,
it
it's in the
down. You're
deceased
getting
temple.
there.
Just you go down, and he gives you some vague directions to the old quarter. He says, "You look for a disused temple. That's the one. Please don't kill me."
At this point, I say to to Bree, ask him about passwords.
I just give him a pointed look.
Passwords?
How do you gain entrance into the red patches?
We know each other, and we've got red patches on our uniform. Here, on the leather you took off me. He is basically in
Yeah.
briefs right now, effectively. Yeah.
In his skivvies.
Yep.
Okay.
Does he have a red patch on his skivvies?
You know, just so that when he wakes up, really needs a wee, and hasn't got time to put his uniform on. I was like, I need a wee, and then it's like someone comes up. No, I got a red patch. Oh, yeah, I'm still one of you guys. It's okay. It's okay. Don't. I just need to finish weeing.
Red patch tattoo.
If you check the padded arm he took off him, it has a red patch sewn onto one of the shoulders.
Okay.
Okay.
So where is he getting all of these? This beard?
I don't know.
There's been an awful lot of attacks lately. Are they all your group?
I think so.
You think so?
But I don't know about all the attacks.
And
There
I
was
turned
two
to-
watchmen. There were two watchmen a week ago, and there was the guy on the wall, and there was some other. But yeah, they were probably us. Please don't kill me.
I looked at Tulips. Down to you. I've got what I want. Thumb up, thumb down.
I can't actually kill him because he's not.
It's okay. I understand you've got a gentle soul. I don't. You just need to tell me. Thumb up,
don't-
thumb
He's
down.
not armed. He's tied up. I can't really just.
You weren't planning on staying in this hotel, in this inn again, were you?
Well, he can't. The barmaid thinks he's eaten by a dragon.
Right. So then,
Barmaid's
either
still here.
we drop him out the window and leave him in the alleyway, or
Emphasis on drop.
we leave him here. He's a
Did the
criminal.
barmaid? No.
Who's he going to tell? By the time he gets out of here, we'll have already headed to where he's talking about.
That's a good
Question.
point.
He's not
barmaid is
going
still
to
here,
go to
right?
the guard.
The barmaid is still here, right?
No, she's not in the room. She left
Not in
it.
the room, no.
She's not in the room. Okay.
No.
She hasn't been here for any of this.
No, she left.
No.
She
Right,
in
okay.
tears,
Here
thinking that
before
you
Malphus
died.
bursting through the window haphazardly.
Yeah.
And then left.
Yeah.
He told her a wonderful story. Not quite as good as Wolf Slayers, of course,
No.
but still a good story.
Right. Okay.
And she dressed and left.
At which point,
Shit.
Gag him again.
No, at this
I mean,
point.
I gag him
Oh,
again.
okay.
okay.
Are there lights and
I'll go
torches
to the
in
door.
here?
I'll answer
Are
the
there lights and torches in here?
Yeah, there are some sort of candles.
Prestidigitation, turn them, blow them all out.
I'll help.
Okay, so both of you quickly just turn around, each one taking a wall and counter out one by one down each wall.
Prestidigitation or mending, depending on which is more appropriate to get the blood stains out of the sheets.
Yeah, you managed to
From
get
the guy's
blood stains out of
hand.
the sheet.
Okay, and so Tulips is heading to the door. Okay,
Yep.
with a hand on the on the halfling, I just pull him off the bed, put him down. I stand there, but I keep my knife and I say, "A sound, and you'll be dead before they realize who made it."
Did we hear who answered the? I mean, did we
It's just a
hear
knock.
Malphus's story when we were out in the alley?
I would have told you when you were coming
Then
up.
perhaps Tulips shouldn't. Be
I know
going
that's why I'm like,
anymore.
okay.
I'll
I
answer
mean,
the door. No, it's fine. I can handle this.
okay.
I'll just stand
It's
here
okay.
talking, and somebody's standing on the other side of the door.
As
hearing
Tulips
hushed
turns around and
murmurs.
says, "I'm standing here, I can handle this," you notice that he still has a rip in his clothes and some bloodstains.
Yeah,
It's okay, it's from the dragon.
yeah.
Okay.
That's actually what I was going to roll with. It's like it's a miracle. He just got shat out the other end.
I'm gonna see who's behind this door. Seriously, because if it's just a halfling or anybody else who's not a tiefling, I could just say I'm a tiefling and this is what I do.
Just open the door.
Myself.
Yeah, it's okay.
From time to time.
I'm at the bed, just trying to get an idea of where everyone is, because I at the moment don't know where Scarlet is. I know where Bree is because she's effectively been with the prisoner, so she's in very close proximity. We're effectively on the edge of the bed. Tulips is going to the door, which is, has vision of the bed, because when Tulips opened the door, he could see all the details about the bed. So, we're in a position where maybe the drapes are covering us, especially in the night, maybe not. But where's Scarlet? Just before the door opens, so I've got this in my head.
Scarlet with Squishy at the foot of the bed.
Okay, fair enough. Can I stealth before he opens the door?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Do I need to roll it?
If you're trying to stealth with the prisoner, that'd be disadvantage to stealth both
Okay,
of you.
fair enough.
Just stuff him under the bed.
Squishy's very upset about the darkness. He doesn't like it. Balls.
No.
It's 10.
Could be a thing.
But it is,
Okay.
it is dark in here. So maybe that'll be enough.
My Skype does seem to be roboting out, just for people in chat wondering.
Yeah, occasionally it is
Nope.
with mine. as
Yeah,
well.
it's happening
everything
for me
seems
as
to be kind
well.
of weird
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's happening for
'Cause I'm
everyone
getting
because,
it too.
Skype.
from everybody.
Right, so Tulips, do you open the door?
I know. Actually, I'm gonna call out and be like, "Who is it?"
You stumped
I'm a friend. I would like to offer you a job.
Do I know you?
Not yet, but I'm hoping that we can become fast friends.
There's a whole nation of people that we are offending right
I
now.
peeked through the keyhole. Is there a keyhole? There's got to be a keyhole, right?
There is a keyhole.
Can I
The
peek
keyhole
through-
will, of course, be at, hip height.
Right. Okay. I'll bend over and look.
Well, it's a halfling. It might be at head
You
height.
can see what appears to be a hip, so it's not a halfling.
I quietly approach behind Tulips and whisper to him, "Your friend Wolfslayer, she had a room here, right? Go talk to him there."
Makes sense. Yeah. So I'm gonna quickly open the door, and then step out and shut the door behind me.
Okay.
Okay. And you notice as you do this, you quickly shut the door. On the other side is a human, brown hair, kind of brown eyes, wearing some not particularly flashy but nondescript garb that would tend to be worn by, artisans or merchants.
Okay.
A little bit of facial hair, a little bit of a goatee. Nothing.
Any identifying markings that I would know as a bard? Can place it with a certain faction or?
No, not really.
No. Okay.
Right now. I was hoping to talk to you. And your friends, wer are they?
I like the accent.
My friends, right now they're indisposed.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. But it'd be most beneficial if you could talk to them at the same time.
Perhaps you could tell me exactly what you think we all need to hear first, and then I will.
Well, okay. I represent a number of different mercantile organizations that have had certain attacks on them, the certain banditry activity in the area, and we would like to be able to have someone investigate the source of these weapons that have been used against us. And since I have heard about your party making certain inquiries, I would like to facilitate some sort of usage of your skills to maybe sort out a problem.
Can I be listening at the door if
Sure.
they haven't gone anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because currently, right now, actually, you know what? Let me make an insight check on him to see if he's actually being truthful.
Sure.
Overall, because if I deem that he is being completely up or forthcoming, I will invite him into the room where we are with everybody. So there's that.
Oh, whoa! Very nice.
Insight.
Oh dear.
20. Okay.
Oh, we have lost videos.
Pictures.
We
There's no
lost-
pictures.
We lost peoples.
I can't see.
Why?
you.
What? Just randomly all the videos died?
Yeah,
Sorry.
all of them.
Okay, at which point,
BRB, everyone.
anyway, Tulips manages to get a 20 on his insight check, and we'll be right back with you as we go to a slightly earlier than usual break.
Yeah, well timed.
It's not the point to have a break, but we'll catch you soon. And just remember, we have a 20 to get back to.
Yes.
Be right back.
Yay!
Bye.
I'm waving at a camera that can't see me. Go me.
No, I'm doing the same.
Okay,
Go
I guess
us.
we end the call and restart the call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Someone
going on a
else
break,
could restart it this time, maybe.
by the way, everyone. So go grab your drinks, toilet break, whatever you need to do. As usual, my chat isn't going to be muted, but let's get this call going.
Seems to be
There
working.
we go.
Working now.
Fantastic.
Yay.
And everybody's in the same spot, so that's good. Okay.
Indeed. There we go.
I'm going to go make some coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get another
Coffee? Anyone?
another drink.
Coffee?
Well, if you're offering.
Oh man, I would actually take you up on a coffee. Even though it's kind of
Well,
weird
it's
to
a
say
scratch.
that.
Well, given that pretty much it seems that Dark Havoc is in full control of this session, I'd probably go for a coffee. So I'm going to go and make myself a coffee. A really
I have-
strong French coffee.
I have somebody in my chat. Yeah, that hopefully my chat can't hear me. I have somebody complaining that torturing is evil.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
No argument.
And that
Absolutely
inherently
no
makes you
argument
evil.
there.
And it
Well-
makes me evil because I just stood by.
The interesting thing, yeah, no, that
No.
doesn't quite do it.
No.
No, that's not really how D&D works, but okay.
Right. I'm going to
Alright.
go and get a coffee.
Coffee.
It'll take me like a few minutes as I make it properly, so
Okay.
be back
I
soon.
still have 10 ounces of beer left, so I'm good.
Oh, and for everyone who wanted to see my shirt, this is my shirt.
That is an awesome shirt.
That is an awesome
Pretty-
shirt.
Frilly cuffs and everything. Yeah.
I
It's not
like
streaming
it.
in a sitcom.
Yes.
That was fantastic. Fantastic. No, actually, I guess if anybody's still listening, when it comes to interrogation, if you think that, like, just interrogation at any one point from the good guys, quote unquote, good guys, to the bad guys, if you think that's evil at any one point, then obviously you haven't met enough bad guys. Sometimes you have to, break the rules as a stereotypical good guy to keep other innocent people from being deadified. There's a thing. There's a certain line, as long as you don't cross over it. Still okay. I mean, technically, you're not really good or evil. You're just kind of being in the gray area. At least that's what I have to tell myself.
Justifying the torture.
yeah. Justify the torture. Actually,
There are no lines, it's all just a slope, and you're slowly falling down it.
you know what? I'm gonna have to go bathroom. I'll be right back. 1 second. Right back.
I am left here awkwardly, not sure if anyone's listening in.
Definitely not.
Oh, well, at least you're listening.
I'm not.
You're still answering me.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Bye.
Well,
Shut
fine
up.
then.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Cause I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Wow, Briar, I did not know you were going to be back there. And all of a sudden your face was like right in the camera.
Oh,
That was a bit of a shock.
I'm glad to help. No, that's not. How does it work?
I don't know. Surprise?
It's good for you to be surprised a few times a week and to laugh and to cry a few times a week because, you know, it's good for you and stuff.
It is actually. They say
Yeah.
that to be able to have a reason to laugh or cry every day, every week or so means that at least in your life you have a reason to laugh and cry. Some people don't have that. It's called living and caring. Of course, that said, I don't really cry too often, so I wonder about that. I laugh though. That's helpful.
Garlic doesn't count as a way to make yourself. No, onions don't count as a way to make yourself cry because it's cheating. As well.
Although it
Did you know that your tears are very, very different from when you poke yourself in the eye and when you cry when you're sad?
different? Like,
Yeah, because
you mean
when you
chemically?
like cry because you poke yourself in the eye, they're just like saline. When you like cry because you're sad, it releases a lot of like your hormones. I think it's, what is it, oxytocin or something? Can't remember which hormone it is that appears in your tears. But basically, it's a stress hormone. You're just trying to get rid of it. You're flushing out in the tears. So actually, crying when you're like sad is good.
gets rid of harmful
So you're like de-stressing yourself. Yeah.
chemicals. Yeah, that makes sense. Although now that you say that, perhaps I probably should cry more often.
De-stress
What
yourself.
What kind of ill effects come from not crying too often?
Nothing. Just, you know, not as beneficial as crying.
Oh. I need to cry more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go watch some like sad movies. Oh, I did cry. I watched The Notebook. I cried during The Notebook. Like I
still
cried
never
like
seen
a
that.
baby. I bawled.
You cried during The Notebook?
Yeah, I bawled. I was really sad. And I cried part way through. I forget. You know, it's funny because I cried. I remember crying, but I don't remember what it was I was crying at. At the Hunger Games, like the third one, I think. Third part, and there's like a part in there. My eyes got all watery.
Just wait until the fourth part.
Oh man, I can't wait. That's what? That's 2 days from now. 2 days. 2 days. 2.5 days. Can't wait.
It's the benefit of reading the book. It's like when I was like waiting for the Red Wedding to happen, I was waiting for the internet to explode.
We don't want to talk about the Red Wedding. We're not talking about that.
You still haven't got over it.
That was horrific, man. That was another level. That was a whole another level. Hey, everybody seems to be back. Yay. Hello. Welcome. Move
I
this mic.
return.
Greetings, Professor.
Apparently, Metasapien is considering fan art of tulips and Malphas. Their tails
That would be-
tied in a love heart.
Aww.
Amazing.
Yeah, you know, where the
Into a
tails
little
pass,
heart.
Yeah.
right? Pass each other and
But
then
each
curl
of
around.
each of the tails will have the like a spade, which is
No, unfortunately, Malphas'
Yeah.
tail it doesn't have a spade. If I'd realised this was going to be happening, we could have had 3 hearts going on. That would have been awesome. 3 times as
Adorable.
much love.
nauseatingly adorable. Which really is the best kind.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
Absolutely.
nauseating adorableness.
So is that the first shipping pair of characters we've got?
I think so.
Apparently. Though I don't know. My chat is notorious for shipping everything, pretty much.
I need to stop drinking my beer off stream because I'm running out of it, and it's my last one. Albeit it was huge. It was huge. So, I mean, look at the size of this glass.
Yeah,
Right.
that is a good glass.
Just so you guys know some context of my character, she is elven. She is wearing some rather nice clothes,
Okay.
probably a noble, and some studded leather armor.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm
That
carrying a rapier.
a nice rapier? Like a nice kind of ornate hilt sort of thing, or just a rapier?
Normal.
To go with the nice clothes, I'm just trying to build an image because, a nice rapier actually costs an
You would
awful
have
lot.
to ask EE that.
Do you have red patches?
The rapier
on
is-
your rapier anywhere?
General good quality. It's more sort
So
of
it's-
a.
So it wasn't like taken off Indigo Montoya's father or anything,
It wasn't
She does not
made
have
for
6 fingers
somebody
either.
with 6 fingers on their hand.
No.
Damn.
It's a nice rapier. You would normally say that the style would be sort of vaguely elven, maybe a practice rapier that's been sharpened up or something, which is why it's not particularly amazingly expensive or anything, but it's a good quality rapier for such a design.
Okay. Very well. That is very, very important information because it will affect how my character should have been responding to us. I do apologize.
Well,
I didn't put my-
that's why I'm like, let's do a little bit of meta while we're not, on everyone's screen.
Are we ready to go back in, though?
Yep.
Yep.
I am ready to go.
Okay, I need to switch my mouse over between computers, which is going to take a few seconds for the drivers to kick in because
Alright,
Windows 7
you're
is sucky at that.
Yeah,
Back
it makes your
my end.
camera stutter really hard. Don't you love KVM switches, EE? Aren't
Yeah.
they the best?
Windows 10 picks it up in like a second.
Really?
Windows 7 takes about 15 to 20.
Oh. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I got to say, a Windows 10 is so good.
Really? Because
Yeah,
I've been putting off going to Windows 10 for a while.
Well, the KVM switch, it picks up really quick.
Okay. Anyway, we should get back
Interface
to
is
this.
a little bit.
We should keep tech talk for another time.
Yeah. We'll do that after stream. Anyway, we're going to go back in 3, 2. Hello! Welcome back. Sorry about the break. We have got everything fixed, we think. We're not exactly sure why that happened. Skype was like, yeah, your 4-hour call is over.
Skype will be Skype.
1 hour, 40 minutes ago. Sure, Skype. Sure. But anyway.
Skype was feeling a little bit
we're
swifty
back to
today.
break, so anyone want to, promote the charity quickly? In a very quick...
Briar, as our resident bard, I imagine you to be able to just go off the cuff.
Water, very important. And your money is going, 100% of your money that you donate today is going to go straight to the cause. It's not going anywhere else. It's not being given to people that are in managing the
staff of the organization. Yeah.
the staff. It's not going to that. It's going directly to the people who need it to get the water that they so desperately need.
Because rich people pay for the rest of it.
Yeah, pretty much. And it has to be said that we don't know who these private investors are, but massive thanks to those people.
Yeah.
Very shady.
Very shady. Mafia, it's money laundering. Oh dear.
Way to sell the charity, Mo.
for it to be money laundering, the mafia would need to be getting money back out of it, so they'd have to be the people literally building the wells to get paid for building wells and providing the building supplies.
I don't have anything against
deep in the
Mafia if they're building wells for people.
Okay.
It's
fair
okay.
enough. But yeah, we have hit
Very
300
Good and the
episodes
bad and the
of
ugly.
today.
It's all good.
We're getting the XP
Indeed.
boost. So well done. Thank you very much for everyone who's donated, and we'll get right back in. For those of you who were not watching from the very start, we switched out Wolfslayer for Brialana, an elf with some interesting stats and stuff. We'll get back to the when she actually displays them a bit more. And Aaron Miller's not here today. I remember cut me here because he's got family stuff to do. So Tulips has just walked out.
Don't worry,
and
nothing is
torturing-
wrong because he has had some bad
yeah.
family stuff happening lately, but it's just completely normal family stuff. Don't worry about that.
He's looking after the kids.
Yes.
Um,
Being a good husband.
yeah. Yes. Not playing D&D, which sometimes is the best course of action. Not often, but sometimes. So Tulips just walks out of a room where you've been torturing a thief, bandit, rogue, and is greeted by some guy, brown hair, brown eyes, and offers you a job. Tulips insight checks him, rolls a 20, and that's where we're up to. So Tulips, you get the impression that this guy is honest about offering you a job. He is definitely interested in what he suggested about, being able to pay you to sort things out, etc. But he's definitely lying about some things, and you're not exactly sure what, but you definitely get the sense that there is something that he's not being exactly on the ball about.
Okay.
Maybe it's just his accent. Maybe it's not his accent. Maybe he's putting on a fake accent. Maybe Brad's is not his real hair color. But there is something not exactly on the ball about it. But you do think that the offer of the job is sincere.
I will ask him directly right now and say, why do I get the feeling you're not telling me everything?
Let me put it this way. I'm not normally one to be working directly with such peoples, but I'm now a middleman, and as a middleman, I have to keep my employers somewhat confidential. And that as a middleman, I'm also disposable. As I'm sure you would understand, you being the point man on this job. And the idea is that as a middleman, I do not tell you about my employers, and you do not tell me about some of the more shady stuff you get up to. And that way, it shields both sides of our agreement. So I'm sorry if I give off the air of somewhat secret and hiding things from you, but that is literally what my job is. I'm sure you can understand that being a professional and all yourself.
Okay.
Is he telling the truth? Come on, that was an at 20.
He's being somewhat honest.
So basically, we're back where we started.
I'll tell you what. Surprisingly enough, my associates are no longer indisposed. I invite him inside.
Okay, you open the door. He walks in. He goes,
And I stumble backwards from listening at the door.
"Oh, very nice to meet you. Melfas, Nix.
I do it
Oh,
elegantly.
Violana. Oh, it's interesting to see you've taken up with such people. Very nice to meet you all.
He was able to see us all in a dimly lit room. Enough to recognize us.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And he's human.
yeah. As far as you can see.
Okay.
And apparently he recognizes me, so do I recognize him?
Make a wisdom roll.
A wisdom roll to see if I recognize him.
He also does recognize the fact you've got a prisoner there. He eyes the basically where Malthus is kind of trying to hide a prisoner behind the bed. Just doesn't say anything about it. You notice that he just sort of looks at it and goes, You don't
Well-
recognize him.
Close the door.
But I heard the entire conversation.
Yeah.
Is the door closed?
I close the door immediately as he comes
Okay,
in.
Good.
The door is closed.
Tulips,
I
I've
guess
got a-
I say to him, for someone whose job appears to be discretion, I recommend you do it.
No one saw me come up to your room. I was hoping to have a word for you. Unfortunately, I could not find you earlier, and then I heard the sound of a window breaking and a very distraught maid running downstairs. Unfortunately, not exactly the idea of discretion that I had in mind.
Tulips, what's the deal?
This gentleman has a job offer for us.
It better be a good one. We're somewhat in the middle of something right now.
Yes, I had noticed. The job that I have in mind is probably not best said around people who might go back to their employers and warn them.
Okay. Stab the knife through the guy's mouth into the back of his neck. The
Okay,
halfling I've got.
He's dead.
Okay.
You also see flashes of him being curled in a ball, being pummeled. You're not sure by what.
I kind of wince a little bit and go, I need to remember to use the other dagger.
He the guy you're talking to looks somewhat surprised, ever so slightly amused, and maybe a little bit like nods his head and sort of raises his head slightly on the side, like respectful, like that was a quick way of dealing with the situation. He goes, excellent. Anyways, the jobs that I have for you.
While he's talking, I press the dissertation, some of the candles backlit, so I can actually see him properly.
Okay.
Not that I was having much trouble anyway, but...
Sure. The jobs that you have in mind is that several of us, the trade convoys around here, have been attacked.
There's a good question. If he's human, how did he recognize me in the dark?
That's why I asked
dim
specifically.
light, not dark. It's dim light.
Yeah.
There is still light outside and going out of the door.
Keep backtracking.
No, it's dim light. Anyway, as I was saying, we've had some problems with trade convoys being attacked with this new sort of fangled weapons that we are thinking of. It does not appear to be magical, although we were suspecting it might be some sort of wand. It is being used by bandits in the area. We were hoping that you could find out where they are coming from, provide us with some specimens, and also take down the bandit group in this area that seem to be using them.
How much is it worth? I say as I'm pulling the covers off the bed, bundling up the now profusely bleeding from the hole in the back of its neck halfling, cleaning my dagger off on it.
He'd stopped bleeding by now. His heart stopped working. The benefit of being very dead. But there is a little bit of a...
You haven't gutted as many animals as I have. They bleed a lot.
He's not profusely bleeding. It's in the back of his head. It's not a major issue, but yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely blood. But yeah, as you do that, he says, would we say 1 gold per weapon recovered, in addition to 30 gold for shutting down the local group of thieves and bandits.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Thieves and bandits.
1 gold per weapon recovered, in addition to 30 gold for shutting them down.
I could get more than 1 gold selling the materials that the weapons are made of.
Okay. 1 gold for ones that are used and have been fired and are not able to fire again. Say 5 gold for ones that can. 5 gold for ones that are working.
At this, I glance to the rest of the group, effectively giving them an opportunity to speak. Asking silent questions.
Filling the silence there.
I see you have your patches there. Lovely animal.
At this silence, I say, okay.
Very well. That would be 1 for each of the items recovered that are unusable, but we can still analyze. That would be 5 for each of the items that is recovered, which is still usable. And that will be 30 gold for shutting down the local bandits and eliminating their leader.
Do you have any information on the bandits? Their numbers? How long they've been operating?
They wear red patches on the side of their uniforms.
We know that much. I'm asking for general logistic information about the bandits.
Unfortunately, no. I do not have much information at this time.
You know
You may
enough
be able
that
to
they
find out more
attack.
information than me.
Do you have any idea about their numbers? This information could easily be gleaned from the frequency of attacks, the scale of the attacks. We've not been here that long. It would be helpful for us if we knew.
Very well. The red patches, as far as we know them to be, are based out of Old Town. The red patches also have probably been the largest of the bandit groups, thief groups, working in Rivertown. Now, they were not much of a threat until recently, when they've started upping their ante and attacking more and more caravans. And actually taking on the guards themselves. Until that point, they had been basically doing petty theft. But in the last few weeks, they have definitely scaled up their activities.
We have
Yes, please.
currently met with the opposition that comes with these types of weapons that they've been carrying. Is there any intel on how many more of these weapons there are? And if so, is there any idea how we can thwart those weapons better?
That is what we'd be very interested to find out. If you can find this information for us, then, well, beyond the money promised, I may be able to find a little bonus or something. Any more information is very beneficial to my employers.
Before we agree to tangle with a brand of brigands, this is a city. There are certain ways that this kind of thing operates. I assume that they have overstepped the bounds of whatever agreements are usually in place for their operation.
He somewhat smiles at the corner of his mouth. He says, very perceptive, Melfas. They, in the last few weeks, have definitely expanded their operations, directly attacked caravans and attacked the city gardens. That is very much far more than we were normally expecting for losses in the area.
Will we should we expect any repercussions from dealing with them, or will this...
If you take out the leader, as far as we can understand, the leader is a very central figure to them. We expect them to break up as a band into maybe squabbling factions, etc. You will need to kill the leader and take out as many of them as you can, and actually get to a point where they are not really a reliable threat as an organization. That is where the 30 gold will be paid out.
Take the head and the body ceases to function.
An interesting analogy, but okay.
You have not met as many people with two heads as I have. Tells us it's a Hydra. Anyway, you would like to take the job, then?
Again, I look to the others. Pointedly, I'm looking to Tulips and Scarlet. I've not been looking for as much confirmation from Bree yet.
And I look to Scarlet because, well, we have done a fair amount of things in the past. I'm looking to her to see whether or not she's interested in this venture.
Riolana is basically just in the darkest corner, just standing there examining this guy. Just examining.
Okay, at which point the other
Flat
three are sort
out.
of clustered around, sort of ahhing. You're sort of in the corner, just checking this guy up and down. He just sort of looks around, he just looks at you and looks back at the group, and he just winks at you out the corner of the eye.
Basically memorizing what.
By the way, I'm not being idle right now and just talking. I'm effectively talking while I'm working and while I've put the
cleaning
halfling into cleaning her up and also reconfiguring it to fit in the smallest amount of space.
Okay.
Could you
There's some cracks as
not do
bones are
that
broken.
just yet?
I'm sorry, but I don't like leaving a job half finished.
I will mention to the gentleman that we're talking to right now, because I forget his name or he didn't tell us his name.
Sorry, my name is Wolfgang Weiss.
Wolfgang?
Wolfgang Weiss, yes.
Wolfgang.
Can I roll an insight check since I know he's probably full of crap with that?
Is he full of crap? But
Sure.
yeah, do that. But I will continue on asking for.
You will
Don't
generally
worry,
know
my
that
insight's not very good.
you will generally know that the accent and the name are more common to the Kingdom of Van Held.
Okay.
It's
What'd
an
you do?
18.
Yeah, that's good.
18. The name seems legit, in terms of, it matches his accent and stuff. Maybe doesn't seem fake about it, although you're not sure, you can't read him very well.
I will ask him about, since he seems to have some amount of influence, at least he works for people who have some amount of influence, if at all possible that we can get or gain entry into the city. Like, can we just be waved in
Do you believe this man, Gwen?
Because we had trouble with the guard getting into the main part of the city, and I'm just wondering if they can give us access.
I'm afraid that I cannot give you access very easily. That would mean showing my hand, and that is why I'm employing you guys.
What
if
was
you
his
want,
name?
you can talk to the
Wolfgang what?
captain. Wolfgang Weiss.
I don't ask him. I'm assuming that 30 seconds later,
Whiskey,
my character...
Echo, Indigo, Sierra, Sierra. You want to know how to spell it?
I'm like, what? Oh, all right. I know how to spell it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't ask him. I just didn't hear it when
sure.
you said it earlier, but she was pointedly
if you want to
listening.
get access in, you could maybe ask the captain of the watch. The captain of the guard might be able to allow you access.
At this point, I think I'm just kind of like, a job's a job. And I've been looking noticeably uncomfortable because there was a job I was supposed to finish and I haven't said it to the others yet.
Ooh.
I know. But I don't know.
You know, but you don't know. I don't know, and I should know.
So I'm just kind of, I've been standing there just sort of like scratching my head before I finally go, yeah, unrelated, I kind of have something I should tell you.
That can happen later, I say, trying to dissuade Gwen from eating parts of the body.
I'm happy to take this job. Job's a job. I don't trust this guy, but I want money.
If Scarlet deems it a good idea, I will go along.
It's a good idea.
Or at least a fun idea.
Very well. I will find you when the job is done. The job will, of course, be delivered in full immediately upon receipt of the items and destruction of the guild, of bandits or whatever they are called. But yes, I think we are done here. Good luck with your friend. And he looks down at the sort of mangled corpse being crushed into a wall.
He's not that strong. I'm not like a... I'm just like cutting him up and then folding him.
Limbs in certain places
It's basically like person Tetris.
Yeah, just dislocate some of the arms to put them like in easier places. And he goes, "Oh, well, enjoy the rest of your night. And may I suggest new lodgings?
New
You've
lodgings,
got yourself
indeed.
quite a name, unless you plan to be here for not very much longer."
It'd be nice to have those lodgings in the inner city. Just saying.
Which would require you to get into the city, which would require paperwork, which I do not want to have to go out of my way to forge. I'm sure you understand. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will be in touch soon. And he turns around and leaves.
You realize you could have just dumped the body, deceased, in the alleyway. He's a common thug. No one would have looked. No one would have cared. No one would have noticed. Now that you've mangled his corpse, it's slightly more obvious.
What exactly is your background, Bree?
I'm smart.
There's smart and then there's wise. Someone who can play chess is smart. Someone who knows how to best dispose of a body is wise in the ways of certain things that they might not ought to be wise in. I'm just interested in who I'm sharing the company with. Since you'd like to give us all advice.
No, carry on. This won't come back to me. I didn't stab him in the neck.
Do we pilfer that weapon that he had?
Yeah, we've already got that.
The wand of magic missile.